Ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum-bum. All right, here we go. What this all leads up to. But first, let's make sure our moves are optimal. You know, one thing that I actually can do since I'm here now, I hate that they locked us so far back in the game. But here's the heart skill move relearner. Why is she here? Let's see. Ooh, leech life. Not bad. Swords dance as well, huh? It bothers me so much that she's here this late. Flare Blitz, huh? Fire Punch is better in this regard. Honestly, the movesets are optimal now. I was hoping that Dragon Claw would be an option for Charizard, but oh well. Nidoking can learn Outrage? That's kind of insane. Finally can get rid of the stupid Dragon Rage. Been holding on to that for too long. Is Fly really the only flying type move I have? That's kinda nuts. Oh yeah, this is where you get Alolan Executor. And here we go, folks. As if we didn't know who this would be. Welcome to the Pokemon League. Oh, looks like you finally made your way here. Sure took you a while, though. Well then, allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Lorelei of the Elite Four. No one can best me when it comes to icy Pokemon. Freezing moves are powerful. Your Pokemon will be at my mercy when they are frozen solid. Because a frozen Pokemon can't do a thing in battle. Are you ready? Bring it. Okay, so let me explain something. The problem I have with the Elite Four in this game is that they don't have complete move sets. All of their normal Pokemon have 2 moves, and their aces have 3. Why? I never understood that. It's one of the biggest questions I've ever had when it comes to this series. Slowbro can learn Flamethrower? Weird. I actually did not know that. Okay, there's no way you're surviving this. Because your special defense is pitiful. Correction. Go away. Correction. They each only have 3 moves. Again, why? Let's see. Dugong has Aqua Jet, Ice Shard, and Waterfall. That's it. Cloyster has Ice Beam, Spike Cannon, okay, and Hydro Pump. Slowbro has Psychic, Surf, and Flamethrower, which, you know, that's not a bad moveset, all things considered. Lapras here has Hydro Pump, Blizzard, and Dragon Pulse. A little redundant. And then her final Pokemon is Jinx. Level 51, Ice Psychic type with the attacks Lovely Kiss, Blizzard, and Psychic. Again, only 3 moves. I don't understand. Things shouldn't be this way. I love how in the original she just goes, "How dare you! Looks like you've gotten stronger since we last met. Go on ahead. You've only got a taste of the Pokemon League's power." I believe that I don't remember off the top of my head, but I do believe all the Elite Four members have their aces near them or next to, or in Lorelai's case, they're on top of them. Okay, I do not need you for this upcoming fight. 1 Pokemon alone. No, I don't want the Pokedex. 1 Pokemon alone should be able to do this. No, Bruno doesn't. I am Bruno of the Elite Four. Through rigorous training, people and Pokemon can become stronger without limit. I've trained and fight with my fighting-type Pokemon, and that will never change. Jay, was it? We will grind you down with our superior power. Hoo-ha! And here we have Bruno. Fighting type specialist. Starts out with Onyx. I still don't know why. With the With the moves Iron Tail, Stealth Rock, and Earthquake. Yeah. Again. Why 3 moves? Also, why Onyx? Aren't you a fighting type specialist, bro? At least they fix one thing in this version of the game. But we'll get there. Hitmonchan with the elemental punches. Surprise, surprise. I guess if you were going to choose 3 moves for Hitmonchan, that makes the most sense to me. Then Machamp is Ace. Earthquake, Superpower, and Rock Slide. Not bad, actually. Could be better, though. Also, that's 2 crits in a row. Are you cheating? I'm going by the thought process of I'm fighting the League members. I'm allowed up to 2 items per battle. Yet they don't seem to heal in this version. That's kind of strange. Ooh. Storm moving in, huh? Okay, one of his Pokemon that replaces his Onix is Poliwrath. You know, a Pokemon he should have had in the original game, but he never did. With the moves Superpower, Waterfall, and Body Slam, kind of underwhelming. So if I suddenly disappear, then I lost power, and that's where things are going to end. I'm hoping I can actually make it through the league before it does that, though. And last but not least is Hitmonlee, with the moves Brick Break, Feint, and Rock Slide. What was the thought process here? Were they just getting lazy towards the end? Anyway, that was easy. Why? How could I lose? If you have defeated me, then my job is done. I may not like it, but go! Go face your next challenge! Okay, going to do something a little different with the next one. Now, there are 2 different voices for this character. I'll do my best to do the, the Evolutions version. I am Agatha of the Elite Four. I hear Oak's taken a live interest in you, child. That old Duff was once tough and handsome, but that was decades ago. He's a shadow of his former self. Now he just wants to fiddle with his Pokedex. He's a fool. Pokemon are for battling. Jay, I'll show you how a real trainer battles. Also, I love the animation of her using her final Gengar. The staff is the final Pokeball for her Gengar. I love that animation. So, Agatha is more of a poison specialist and a ghost specialist because There's only one ghost-type family in Gen 1, so... Anyway, Arbok. Glare, Crunch, and Poison Jab. It's not that impressive. Okay, Gengar. This could be one of two. This is the normal one. Okay. Will-O-Wisp, Shadow Ball, and Sludge Bomb. So Will-O-Wisp to cripple me. Not a bad idea. Since Nidoking here is a physical attacker, the burn is going to weaken its physical attack, but it looks like it didn't really matter. No. Thunder is way too inaccurate to learn as a move. Wait a minute. I said I would do this honorably, and I'll stick to that. So Golbat here has Air Slash, Crunch, and Quick Attack? What? Okay. Okay, next she uses Weezing with Sludge Bomb, Shadow Ball, and Thunderbolt. Honestly, that's not too bad. Too bad it's not Galarian, otherwise this would destroy it. Last but certainly not least, another Gengar with Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, and Sludge Bomb. Okay. The only difference between the two of them is literally one move. This Gengar has Dazzling Gleam instead for coverage, which is a pretty good move for it to have. I had a feeling that would happen. Well, considering how frail Gengar is, burned or not, this Earthquake is going to hurt. Nice. Alrighty then. Oh my, you're something special, child. You win. I see why that old duff sees in you now. I have nothing else to say. Run along now, child. Alright. And notice I'm doing this outside of battle. I'm not doing this in battle. Okay, then. I'm going to lead with Nidoking with this next battle. Time for the Dragon Master. Let's see. So you're Jay. I lead the Elite Four. You can call me Lance, the Dragon Trainer. You likely know that dragons are Pokemon spoken of in legends. They're hard to catch and raise, but their powers are superior. They're virtually indestructible. There's no being clever with them. Well, Are you ready to lose? Your Pokemon League challenge ends with me, Jay. I know. Leading a ground type against a water type, what am I thinking? I have my reasons. That would be why. Anyway, Seadrop. Honestly, I'm surprised he didn't use this because it has dragon-like aspects and becomes a dragon type later in the series. It only has Hydro Pump, Dragon Pulse, and Hyper Beam. Not bad, actually. Affection hacks are OP, aren't they? At least the Elite Four have 5 Pokemon, though. I'll give them that. Okay, next is Aerodactyl. Rock Slide, Earthquake, and Hyper Beam. So, in case you haven't figured out, this guy likes using Hyper Beam. Okay, there's literally no way. I got it 2 times in a row. That should not be illegal. Apparently my Nidoking likes me that much. Not enough to do it 3 times in a row, but hey, that is hilarious. Alrighty. We're going mono a mono. Because I have an ace up my sleeve. Oh, come on. Oh, well. Again, I just got Affection Hacks 2 times in a row on you, so what am I saying? And then you got Flinch 2 times in a row on me. Guess turnabout's fair play. Ah, crit. Well, that's annoying. So much for mono a mono. Waterfall, Iron Tail, and Hyper Beam. Let me guess, you want to Hyper Beam me? Because that's all you can do. Yep, called it. Steel type, what you gonna do to that? Then the Ace Dragonite with the attacks Outrage, Fire Punch, and Hyper Beam. Well, I see why you sent it in. Gonna try to hit me with that Fire Punch there. I love how technically this fight is very even. And then I have one Pokemon that's like skewed in the levels. This is why I have Stealth Rocks up. Because 4 of his team is Flying type, and then Charizard just gets nuked by Stealth Rock. Anyway, Air Slash, Dragon Pulse, and Hyper Beam. Suitable for a Y Charizard, but not that great otherwise. That's it. I hate to admit, but you are a first-class Pokemon trainer. Don't you mean Pokemon Master? I still can't believe my dragons lost to you. Jay, you are now the Pokemon League champion. Or you would have been, but you have one more challenge left. There is one more trainer to face. That trainer is... Hello there, Jay. Congratulations on your victory over Lance. What's with the look of surprise? Haha, your timing is perfect, Professor. Jay, the one you will face is... Professor Oak. Well, not really. It's Trace. He beat the Elite Four before you. He is the Pokemon League champion. That's right. In the past, trainers who defeated the Elite Four were only recorded as champions. This time, however, we'll be officially establishing the champion as a part of the Pokemon League. Professor Oak here is here to officiate the crowning of the new champion. It seems only fitting that it should be either you or Trace. You're the one who took care of Team Rocket, after all. Now then, head onward to the stage of your final battle. I just love the for Dragonite. Yeah, it's really coming down out there. Sure, we're all good going into this final battle. Okay. Do you have access to this in here? Okay, that should not be allowed. I'm sorry, that should not be allowed. I just did have curiosity, and apparently you can access your box in here. That should not be allowed. Anyway, here we go. Also, how dare you stand where he once stood? You did it, Jay. Oh man, that's great. I've been waiting. I beat the Elite Four and became the champion. You probably heard from the professor, right? From now on, the champion will be a part of the Pokemon League and battle all kinds of trainers. I'm really glad my first opponent turned out to be you. You're the one trainer I want to test my best against, after all. Let's battle, Jay. The champion's seat is on the line. So here we have, again, the trend continues. Pidgeot with Quick Attack, Air Slash, and Heat Wave. Alright, this time I actually mean it. Let's fight the way it should be. At least when you rematch them later, the movesets make sense, because they actually have all 4 move slots. But why in the initial do they not? Never understood that. Ah, so you're faster than me. Can we stop flinching? You flinched 3 times in a row. Thank you. That is so dumb. I'm sorry. Interesting. Anyway, Marowak, Fire Punch, Boomerang, and Brick Break. Be good if it were an Alolan version, but oh well. If you're allowed to do that, then so am I. I love how RNG seems to hate me tonight. He seems to also like the Grass Fire Water Core, which, again, it works. It always has. I understand why the starters are what they are. Getting to a point now where I mostly choose the Fire-type starter, simply out of the fact that in most games, we don't really get that many Fire types to choose from. That's part of the issue with them. There be a method to me madness. Also, yeah, Solar Beam, Reflect, and Sludge Bomb. Rapidash was Flare Blitz, Quick Attack, and Poison Jab. I will commend you for one of those moves, but why Quick Attack? Like, what are we doing at this point? But the thing about Agatha looking like the Pokemon Professor, I know this is a bit late to mention this now, but I will point out that apparently, even though they seem to be separated, the long-standing theory is that they still. How do you explain how Oak has a family? Slowbro, Psychic, Surf, and Light Screen. Not bad. There's no way you outspeed me because slow is in your name. Light screen or not. When that special defense drop matters. I'm getting real sick of all these flinches. Okay, there's no way we can't end it this way. His starter versus ours. Raichu with Thunder, Quick Attack, and Iron Tail. Again, I'm not sure I understand what you're going at with all this. The name of this jutsu is Kidding. Yeah. Affection Axe, go! I just realized it says you used the full restore. No, I didn't. I sense an error. But seeing as it's only fitting. I have cheating on my side. Not enough cheating. Okay. I'm getting a bit annoyed with all the full restores. I love how you're the only trainer who has ever used them, though. Also, the rest of my team's not looking so hot right now. You've used like 4, so I'm at this point now. And there you have it. Okay, I admit it. Jay, you're the strongest trainer in the world. Aw man, my reign is over already? That was pretty short. You're the champion now, Jay. And as for me, I've got a new goal to work toward. Jay. So you've done it at last. You've defeated the Pokemon League. My sincerest congratulations. You've grown a great deal since you first caught Eevee and set out with that Pokedex. Yes, Jay, you've really come into your own as a fine young man. And Trace, you showed great resolve, never losing heart as you saw your journey through to the end. I did see, though, in a way that you do battle. That kind heart of yours might still be causing you to hold yourself back when it comes to your Pokemon and to facing Jay. It's hardly much of a weakness, but it may have cost you the battle this time. Regardless, you two showed us an extraordinary battle. Thanks, Professor. So, I love how Oak just says it like it is. When it's Blue, he's like, I'm disappointed in you because you didn't treat your Pokemon with the utmost care. And then he goes the other way where Trace is like, you're showing too much care. So what is it? You understand that your victory was not just your own doing, don't you? It was the marvelous bond you share with your Pokemon that brought you here. Now, Jake, come with me. Congratulations, Jay. This is where we record forever the Pokemon who have performed so admirably for the trainers here at the Pokemon League. This is the Hall of Fame. Being honored here is one of the greatest joys a Pokemon trainer may achieve. Jay, you battled hard to become the Pokemon League champion. Let us record this great achievement of you and your Pokemon for all to remember. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. I love how I kind of got lazy towards the end and only nicknamed 2 Pokemon. I'll fix that in between episodes. Anyway, yep. That at least is I would say the first 3/4 of Let's Go Pikachu / Eevee. I will say, though, I never was the biggest fan of how generic looking this credit sequence is. Also, I am blocking some views, so give me a sec. Trace almost looks happy to see those ghosts. You know, I'm both sad and happy that this concept was never explored again because the capture mechanics are awful. I'm not going to lie. Remember that NPC was saying that she was making bouquets? Well, your Eevee does it for you. So if you go to the play with your Eevee here. Small bouquets made for heart and soul for... And that's going to be all the time that we have. So until next time, Ryo Nakage 33 signing off.